There would always be a speech as part of the ceremony that we started outside. So there were challenges, then there were calls of welcome and speeches of welcome, all done to unify us. The ceremony concluded hundreds of years ago and still to this very day the same way with hongi. Hongi is a ritual encounter, the bringing together two tribes, two people, through the pressing of nose to nose and forehead to forehead. I want to give you a cheap round of applause. Thank you too. Now the significance of hongi in our culture and protocols, when you meet people for the first time, the highest acknowledgement you can pay to them was to shake their hand, which joins you physically, press your nose to their nose, and symbolically you share the same breath. Press your forehead to their forehead, and symbolically you share your thoughts and your minds. And so our protocol dictates now that all of you need to line up and press noses with me. But in the interest of time, today, if you could just turn to someone next to you, hopefully you know them. If not, it's a good time to introduce yourself. Turn to the stranger or the loved one, grab you by the hand, no lips, nose to nose. Go and give it a try. Don't be shy. Now we press noses once to join our ancestors, we press noses twice to join us the living. 3 times is too many. I can see some of you really enjoying it in the back, so that's all right. We are Maori. We're the indigenous people of Aotearoa. Our land was discovered around 900 AD by a Polynesian navigator. His name was Kupe. He named it Aotearoa, meaning land of the long white cloud. From his time, 900 to 1300, there were many migrations from the other islands of the Pacific South. We were one of the last countries in the world discovered, but definitely the last place in Polynesia that was discovered. Our people claimed tribal territory, and it's a well-documented history that we guarded that territory with our lives. Inter-tribal warfare was very common. In our tribal territories, we built buildings like you're seeing and locked inside our history. All the artwork is not just for decoration, but they're symbols and they hold our stories. The stories were passed on through music, just like this. But in these types of music, these songs today, we have thousands of them. And they span hundreds of years, and so we sing of death, life, celebration, migration, love stories, everything. And you would have noticed in our music, the traditional music, our hand movement. This is called wuri. Everyone say wuri. Wuri. Wuri shows life force. Maori shows that we're alive. So can you all put your right hand up? Give it a shake like this, very good. Now check your neighbour, make sure they're alive. If not, you can use wuri to bring them back to life. Put 2 hands up, give that a shake. What do you think we call this? Wuri wuri. On the arrival of Europeans into our land, everything changed. And the first thing that changed was the name of the country. Abel Tasman in 1642. Dutch explorer sees Aotearoa, never actually steps foot on the land. And on his map he writes New Zealand. So New Zealand and Aotearoa is the same place. With the coming of sailors and settlers, our music changed as we were taught to sing with harmony and melody. We learned instruments like the piano, brass instruments, and our favourite was the guitar, like we call it. And so today, our history is still recorded in music, everyone, but it sounds like this.
Today,
This was an implement given to young boys long ago that was used to strengthen wrists and forearms, coordinate the hand and body for the use of fighting clubs that we used, such as patu. All of our fighting clubs, our weapons, our martial arts have been passed from one generation to the next. But the poi today is an implement that's used as a percussion. It's in our music. This is poi. You're welcome to join us outside and we will teach you after our presentation. Another game that we share is called Titi Toria. This game comes from an ancient time when it was important to prepare our young people for warfare. So this game was to heighten reflexes and to help them be aware of movement. We would gather all of our family and friends together and throw sticks at each other. You can try it when you get home, but if you throw sticks at someone long enough, I promise after a while someone will learn to catch the stick before it hits them. Some people take longer than others, but it works. And in our music today, it's still the same. Don't get this. Titi Toria.
Bye.
you, but I want you to please repeat after me and say these two words, kia tere.
Kia tere.
I'm very trusting. But kia tere is a good thing, that means hurry up. So you can use it in the dinner lines tonight. One more time, kia tere.
Kia tere.
We'll speed it up for you. Thank you for clapping. One of the objectives, as I mentioned, was not to drop any sticks. Did anyone see a stick drop?
No.
You'll see times. We practice after you leave us today, but there will be lessons we could teach our young ones in these games. For example, if you drop a stick in life, what should you do?
Pick it up.
Exactly. And that's why we drop those sticks on purpose, to remind you of their really important lesson. We want to share with you now another way of recording history. It was called haka. It was used in ceremonies, but also noted as a dance done by warriors to unify them as they trained, prepare them for battle, perhaps even intimidate an enemy or celebrate victories. Haka. Hopefully the haka would intimidate our enemies because I'll be too tired to fight afterwards. I want to share with you before you leave us today, Pounamu greenstone. This is a nephrite jade. It's from our country, highly prized by our people. With the stone, we carved our histories in native timber, as you see surrounding you. From the stone, we also crafted weapons, and these weapons were used in hand-to-hand combat for hundreds of years into tribal warfare. From the mid-1700s, of these weapons they were made of bone, stone and wood. We fought against muskets and cannons until 1840, when a treaty was signed in a place called Waitangi. We have a custom in our culture, and we share it every day, and it's called tatau pounamu. Tatau is a door, pounamu is that. And what happens in our culture when two tribes enter into an agreement to stop fighting, they give the stone to each other as a reminder to have no further bloodshed. And we share this every day for one reason, and that is we wish we could gift the stone today to different countries of the world and tell them to do the same thing and stop fighting. We know it's not that simple, and we know it's not a reality, but today we dedicate this to those of you who have and those of you who do put your lives on the line for the establishment of peace. So if we have any veterans of war here, any military or family of military, any armed forces, any people from political arenas, from whatever country you're from, we invite you to stand so we can acknowledge you. Please stand. Military, veterans, armed We acknowledge you because many of our own people have found themselves on foreign soil, and many of our own people not returned to our country, and so they remember today in our music. and so on. Our people, the Māori, today we still record our history in music. Songs like this one talks about a group of men who left our country 97 years ago with a group of men from Australia, and they landed in a place called Gallipoli, and 10,000 never came home. They're all buried there. So how do we honour them? We compose songs, teach them to children, and they don't forget. Normally they forget what they read in books, but they remember songs, and so they're memorialised that way. But we also try to establish peace in the four walls of our homes, and try to teach our children not to fight each other, trying to keep our young ones out of gangs. If we can do that, then hopefully from our homes and communities that one day spread to the whole world. That's a responsibility that we all shoulder. So we hope your journey in life is one of peace. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day here. And from my people, the Māori, to you, we say kia ora. Thank you. Have a good day.